Hi there, welcome to I Alone Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Libra energy. And I lost both my Libra and my Aquarius reading, which is kind of annoying because these readings take a little while, but I'm curious to know how the story might have changed. So let's go see. We're going to read it from a couple different perspectives because if you're a high vibe Libra, you'd want to hang out with other high vibe Libra people who are just and fair and balanced and self-disciplined and loving and all that good stuff in the world. But people have free will, and some people harness a more worldly focused Libra energy. Some people harness a more shadowy Libra energy, and we all have some tap into our Libra energy of what we think is just and fair. So listen to your intuition about yourself and other people in your life of how they're harnessing their Libra energy. The reason for the reading is the bell card, an announcement. And I also look at it as the reason why the reading came out. And then it could transform itself, by the end of the reading and what it means. So we have two cards not showing themselves. The wedge, someone is trying to become between you and a friend or something you want. And it doesn't have to be, a lot of times in the readings, needless, we talk about other people, but other people are just kind of the people in the world that we align with based on what we align with within ourselves. So the person, for some people, they're not letting someone come in between them. And in high vibe energy, that would be good because they're not letting their ego or their fear, or their insecurity, or their immaturity, or their lust, or their greed, or their whatever, interfere with their relationship, with having hope and faith and belief in their dreams and the loving relationships they're in. Some people are hiding, though, that they are struggling, and they don't want people to know that. And basically it is that all their shadowy aspects could be interfering, or if they've kind of been in a more worldly focused or ego focused relationship, they're starting to align with their more loving nature. So like I say, we're going to read it from all perspectives so you can see how different people are handling this energy. Mountain, major challenges to overcome. Some people aren't willing to do that. Some people aren't letting love come in their life. They're not willing. The mountain kind of reminds me of Virgo energy. It doesn't have to mean they're dealing with a Virgo. They're unwilling to go within, some of them, to gain insight and understanding. Like, I just reject it, and other people are doing that work within themselves, and they are gaining insight and wisdom. And the people they might not be in a relationship with don't know that they're putting in this work and effort to heal from their past pain and heartbreak, from their fears, from their insecurities. Then we have the wind chimes, peace and harmony, a bull. Do not back down from oppositions, show strength and fortitude. The bull also represents the zodiac sign of Taurus, which has to do with our underlying philosophy of life. Some people could be dealing with the Taurus, but it basically has to do with people want to move forward in a way that's aligned with their underlying philosophy of life. If in their Libra energy, what makes me feel more peaceful and harmonious is making my life more about not doing love, maybe, because I feel like I get hurt doing that. I don't want to deal with all my emotions. They're confusing. I'd rather maybe make my life more about the world and be in a relationship with other people who are willing to be in a relationship with me, where it is more focused on the stability and the security and having abundance in life, and not so much about really maybe growing and maturing a relationship emotionally. Like, if you're willing to hang out with me and enjoy the things in life that I enjoy, let's do it. If you want it to be where you desire more than that, then we're maybe on different pages. And the people who their underlying philosophy of life is, I do want to be in relationships where it's more about really walking the talk, not kind of just indulging in the world and indulging in a relationship. And if people are in a mismatched relationship, some people aren't doing the work to be able to move forward with people who want a more balanced relationship based on love, and other people are doing the work to love and believe in themselves, to believe in themselves and believe in their dreams, that I do deserve that. And if I'm not in that type of relationship now, maybe the people who want to make their life more about the world or indulgence, or be in a relationship where it's more about maybe defining your worth and value based on what you own and how much money you have, and that's good. We're on different paths. And then we have the Vulture card: depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. And, well, we'll just get clarifiers on it. We'll fill out the rest as we go. Tell us about the Wedge card. Someone is trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. Okay. We had a card not showing itself, and it has to do with the Queen of Swords. Some people could particularly be dealing with an Aquarius, but it all starts within ourselves first, right? We can have people tempt us all day long, and we're not going to go with those people and hang out with those people because that's not aligned with our truth. But there could be some people who aren't showing that they harness maybe shadowy Aquarius energy. I'm actually defensive to moving forward in a more just and fair and balanced loving relationship. Some of them could be prideful and egotistical and self-centered. I want to be in a relationship where it's more about me. Everybody else puts aside their pride and ego, but not me. But they're not showing people. Some people right now are not happy with the people they're in a relationship with because those people are doing this work to stay at a place of peace and balance in their Libra energy. Like, I'm not going to keep indulging you in your poor behavior. If you're trying to get me into a fight, or shadowy Queen of Swords could be someone who's shadowy or emotionally cold or bossy or, again, self-centered or wants to be the center of attention. And they could be mad that some other people in their life are just maintaining their balance. It's like, I'm not going to take the bait. Maybe let's just continue with that storyline first, and then we'll come back through and read it from the other perspective. So I think the shadowy people in the world aren't showing that they're defensive to looking at life from a higher perspective. They don't have hope and faith and belief in healing. And something that they reject. 5 of Cups in reverse. Well, the 5 of Cups is Scorpio energy. In order to move forward in life, the truth sets us free. When we gain insight and understanding and learn the lessons we were meant to learn, we're able to move to the next phase of life, just like you did at age 15 and 18 and 21 and 25. When we are willing to see that some of the old ways of being in our life are kind of immature, kind of prideful or egotistical or whatever, just that we need to grow up and mature ourselves and maybe deal with some of our regrets of the past that could hold us back from trusting other people and willing to be in more deep, meaningful relationships. They're maybe just not wanting to deal with it. It's like, nope, I don't want to deal with it. And, people got free will. If they don't want to, they don't have to. So they refuse to climb that mountain, to put in the work and effort it takes to overcome the things that stop them from having peace and harmony in their life. And maybe more, again, with the Bull card representing Taurus, being in relationships where there is a lot more stability and security and people walking the talk and people acting with character and integrity. Some people, that does take work and effort to get to peace and harmony. And some people aren't willing to put in that work it takes to deal with their own inner issues. And the queens in tarot talk about our emotional state. So I think there's some people right now in the way they harness their Libra energy of what they think is just and fair is, I have my own truth and I'm not doing that, and with the Mountain card kind of reminding me of Virgo energy, it could be that, again, high vibe Virgo's either going within to learn lessons in life, to gain insight and wisdom, or my long-term plan is to keep investing in life the way I've been investing in it, make my life more about indulgence or money and materialism. I'm good. So tell us about, so I would say shadowy people are hiding that they're defensive and they're unwilling to look at life from a higher perspective and maybe have hope and faith and belief in healing. Yeah, with the Mountain card not showing itself, the Knight of Pentacles is Virgo energy. They are not willing to put in the work and effort to reconcile themselves with the past. If they were to do that, kind of like offer to deal with it. You know, some people are like, no, it happened. It's over. I'm done. I'm not dealing with it. It's out of my mind. I'm never going to, like, I'm going to bury it in a dark closet of my mind. Compartmentalize it. It's done. I'm moving on. It's like, but you see, if they don't ever deal with those issues and kind of wrap their brain around it and kind of make peace with it, that's what the Six of Cups and Scorpio energy talks about also, because Scorpio, like the Five of Cups and the Six of Cups, Scorpio is water sign energy, and these emotional connections we've had with people in our life, from people we grew up with in our own family, our more hopeful, believing nature, and being more balanced within ourselves. You know, if we reconcile ourselves with the past and we invest some time, energy, and effort, because that's what Virgo energy talks about, in the 3D world, I'm going to put in work and effort, thought, whatever, to reconcile myself with the past and also get balance within myself. Why am I defensive? Why am I not moving forward in life more free from whatever encumbers me? And we've all got some layers of our fear and our insecurity and our self-limiting beliefs. And some people also are kind of more prideful and egotistical and just emotionally defensive to being hurt. Well, if they don't ever do the work to reconcile themselves and get more balance within themselves, because the sixes in tarot talk about balance, you know, they can keep rejecting that and they can keep moving forward, just doing life the way they've done it. The Six of Cups talks about repeating patterns of the past. And some people are in relationships with people right now, and the people they're in relationships with could be wanting to be, maybe to have with announcement, maybe for, you know, the relationship to progress to like the next level, maybe a marriage or something, or a more formal commitment or a job promotion or something. And they don't realize that the people they could be in a relationship with is like, no, I'm not doing that. If it gets to be where I have to deal with these issues, maybe some people have depression and anxiety, again, fear that someone is against them, just don't trust other people. You know, it could be as long as the relationship keeps moving forward in peace and harmony and everything's going okay, it can be fine, except for the fact that they're not maybe willing to deal with some of these issues that they don't want to look at. But the whole thing is, maybe with the announcement card, is sometimes the things that we keep hidden, you know, you just can't hide the truth forever, you know, just like you can't hide your fear and insecurity, or if you're prideful or egotistical, eventually the announcement is kind of like, oh, people see the truth, you know. So tell us about the wind chime, and yeah, let's just do that one first. The wind chime, peace and harmony. You know, it's like I'm willing to move forward with the people I have in my life so long as it's kind of like not upsetting the apple cart. Let's just go with the flow and enjoy life. Okay. The Six of Wands, which is moving forward in victory and success. Because I have inner conflict, is the Five of Wands, two cards of Leo energy. So long as we're getting along, you know, we're not fighting and arguing, We kind of don't have to deal with what's hidden beneath the surface. This is how things look. Let's keep going on with that. But if you want the relationship to become more deep and meaningful, I might have a problem with that. If you're willing to go with the flow, we can keep going with the flow. Do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. The Lover's card and the Star card. You know, the Lover's card used to be called the Choice card, you know. Sometimes love is optional for some people. I want to be in a relationship. You know, I want to look victorious and successful. I want to look like all my dreams are coming true. But again, the Star card is Aquarius energy. Sometimes that's why people get in relationships. It's good for my status and my image. Or I have inner conflict and feel like betrayed and can get caught up in my head maybe. And I'm in a more peaceful state of mind if I can get in a relationship. It kind of helps me have more hope and faith and belief in the world than I might when I'm not invested in a relationship. You know, and our shadowy energy is our more codependent energy because some people haven't learned to haven't reconciled themselves with the past, kind of get out of their ego, to love themselves and believe in themselves and believe in their dreams and invest the time and energy to heal. Because Aquarius energy and high vibe is about healing and learning to love yourself. So people can look to other people to make them, we can all look to other people, but if we do it in a more codependent energy, it's just like we look at things in the world to make us feel better. Drugs, alcohol, sex, gambling, whatever, money, you know. And if we look to other people as kind of like, you're my answer, you're my drug, well, what, you know, it makes us codependent on other people. What if those people, something happens and they're not in our life anymore, you know, or they move away or the relationship doesn't work out? You know, it's about learning to be more self-sufficient within yourself. And if some of those people are moving forward with other people that, you know, so long as we're all on the same page, and the thing is, we can all start out on the same page because we can all get in relationships with people depending on where we're at in life. You know, it's just like when we were 15, we got in 15-year-old type relationships. When we were 18, we did that. You know, we were 21 and 25. You know, it just is a problem if one person is ready to live life differently in a more mature way, and someone else, even though you can be the same age or something, you know, emotionally they could have some growing up to do. But so long as both people are okay with it, then it's okay. Some people can be in a relationship that looks very victorious. It's just that to listen to your intuition, to make sure that both people are done with the regrets of the past. You know, there is no one from the past that can interfere in this relationship because you believe in your dreams, you've both done this work, you're both on the same page. Everybody could have been in a more mismatched relationship now, and some people, even if one of them is kind of defensive or has inner conflict or is prideful or egotistical, if the other person is used to kind of dealing with people like that, you're kind of on the same page, you know? And so long as everybody is willing to work together, it works out okay. It's just that one person might not like it. If they're a little bit more shadowy, they can get in their competitive energy with their partner. If their partner starts to do this work within themselves, that generally we would do in a relationship. You know, so again, one person could not be doing the inner work just to heal. You know, when we get in a relationship, generally at a point in time, initially we're just caught up in the relationship, but it gives us time because we feel like we're in a safe, secure environment to do that inner work within us, to work through some of our fears and our insecurities and our self-limiting beliefs and past pain and heartbreak, to reconcile ourselves with it. The problem comes up if one person, unbeknownst to the other one, since these cards weren't showing themselves, that one person could be doing that work. And they could just assume that maybe the other person they're in a relationship is doing that work, but the other person isn't. Well, that's when we start to maybe, again, we can all get in relationships with people, all think we got the same plan. But the thing is, if one starts to heal, it's kind of like they're kind of ready for the next phase of life. And if the other one wasn't doing the work, it's kind of like, where the hell are you going? Get back here. And it's like, well, no, we should do this and you should come with. And it's like, no, I'm not. I can't, Basically, if I haven't dealt with my own past pain and heartbreak or self-limiting beliefs, I was fine living life just the way we were. And that's where it can start to cause problems in a relationship, because they see, for some, they could see that their partner is doing this work within themselves to kind of, they're just not the same person they were, because in this environment, they did the work to heal. And so they're becoming and like transforming themselves, and they're not the same person they were when the other person hasn't changed. So again, it's kind of like you got in a relationship at age 18 and one starts to become more like a 21-year-old and the one wants to keep staying like an 18-year-old, and they don't like that the other one is kind of healing from some of their fears, insecurities, self-limiting beliefs, is kind of more confident within themselves. And then they kind of get in that competitive energy. I don't do that work. Why do you do that work? Why do you seem to be changing and I don't seem to be changing? So for some, it could be that. Let's go look at this card. Vulture. Depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. And then they can fear the competition. Sometimes people think, oh my God, you are like my dream and I love you and I think you're wonderful. And oh my gosh, now I get up in my fear and my insecurity that I'm afraid other people are going to view you as like a dream. And then maybe because they could do the work within themselves to believe in themselves and get out of their fear and insecurity, like, oh my gosh, this person's in a relationship with me. This person is being loving and nurturing and supportive and encouraging. But they could have low self-esteem, and then some people can just like give up, like, screw it, I liked it better when you didn't love and believe in yourself and you weren't more confident in yourself, because now other people see you that way too, and now I fear the competition. And then they could, instead of choosing truth and love and justice and fairness and having some hope and faith and belief, they could kind of get in their ego, which is like their self-protective nature. No, I'm defensive to you. You're not who you were when I got in a relationship with you, and you've done work to heal. I haven't done work to heal. I'm afraid that one day, like, you're going to leave me or whatever. And then they start to sabotage the relationship. And they start to fight and compete with the person they're in a relationship with. And then, the person's like, why are you doing this? Why aren't we moving forward? And it's because they're hiding that they have this depression, anxiety, and worry, which is basically their own shadow nature kicking up. But they're also fearful that, kind of like, for some, if they are kind of more prideful and egotistical and like to be the center of attention and be indulged, if their partner is kind of loving and believing in themselves and not indulging them as much as they did before, that can cause anxiety in people, because if they live more from their mind than their heart, instead of letting love and intuition guide them, it's a need to control people, to feel like I'm in control. And instead of listening to their intuition, they get caught up in their head. I'm defensive. I'm afraid. You know, I could view you as a loving person. I'm afraid other people are. Now I'm defensive. Now I'm afraid you're going to leave me. And I could self-sabotage the relationship for some. Tell us about the Vulture card. Okay. The Knight of Cups, the Justice card, the Ten of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, the Empress card, because of the Ten of Wands. You know, the people who didn't do the work in a relationship could really feel overwhelmed. Especially if the people they're in relationships seem to be more balanced than they seem. You know, why aren't you taking action more out of pride and ego or fear or insecurity or codependency or immaturity? You know, and then it can feel overwhelming to try to keep moving forward with those people because, you know, shadow nature can be kind of like where you're putting on a show. You're not revealing your truth. You're hiding your truth. And you haven't maybe done the work inside to be more balanced, so it is being tipped out of balance. I get caught up in my head. I get caught up in my fear. I get caught up in my lack of self-worth or whatever. And then it can show itself. And, you know, a self-defensive mechanism is to act more kind of like prideful and egotistical and self-centered. And part of that can be an attempt to stop their partner from continuing to move forward and maybe focus more time and attention on them. And that can be what they like. I don't want you to keep healing and growing and maturing yourself. I want it to stop. Let's stay right here in peace and harmony. And let's not go any further, or it might trigger my depression, my anxiety. And some people refuse to want to even maybe be more emotionally invested in a relationship. You know, because the Empress is Libra Taurus energy, which we are talking about Libra, and this is the Bull energy, which is Taurus energy. Some people are like, you know, I'm okay being in a relationship so long as people are working together with me kind of in a cooperative way where it seems stable and grounded, you know, abundant, we're enjoying the things of the world. But they might harness a little more shadowy Sagittarius energy, where the other people could harness high vibe Sagittarius energy. High vibe Sagittarius energy is like, you know, I love this. This is great. And I'm really inspired by it. And I'm really wrapping my brain around this game of life. I really want to have a new beginning to give birth to something new. An announcement. And that's what some people could have been doing within themselves. I'm offering myself love to maintain balance within my foundation. I'm maintaining balance within myself. I've wrapped my brain and realized that it is about loving myself to maintain balance and to offer love to the people I'm in relationship with and keep trying to motivate, inspire people to love and believe in themselves. That keeps my own depression and anxiety and fears at bay. And that's what one person could be doing within themselves. But the other person is like, you know, I don't know that I want to give birth to anything new. You know, shadowy Sag is kind of like, I want to indulge in this, which can be, you know, I don't really want to grow up and mature myself and maybe I haven't learned to love myself. It is because I am overwhelmed and kind of tipped out of balance and I like to be in relationships. It helps me feel more grounded, feel more stable. But I don't know that I want to give birth to anything new. And again, people could be hiding that I'm more motivated and inspired to get in relationships with people who think it's just and fair to make our life more about the world and money or materialism or status or image or indulgence, where we kind of juggle love. Let's indulge in it. Let's have sex. Let's enjoy life. But I don't know that I want to give birth to anything new. And so that could be a difference going on. And then tell us about the Bell card. So these energies are available to anybody to harness in kind of a shadowy way, a high vibe way, or a more worldly vibe. And we're going to read it from different perspectives here in a moment. But this could be an example of what could be going on. And some of you have already been in a relationship like this, and you already realized that you were in kind of a mismatched relationship. You did want to give birth to something new because you have hope and faith and belief in your dreams. And if the other person had conflict, that you were healing and having hope and faith and belief in yourself and maintaining more balance within yourself and being inspired, they could have not liked that because their dream wasn't to do that. It was like, no, you were supposed to get in a relationship with me, stay in a relationship with me because of the money and the status and image. And the thought of doing things differently and stepping outside my comfort zone and maybe being more vulnerable and authentic emotionally in love, oh my God, that's overwhelming. It causes me a lot of inner conflict because I kind of really operate more from my ego. And my dream relationship was that we made the life about the world. We get along and we work together. But I didn't think I would ever have to give birth to anything new. I thought my life, I had this dream. I kind of wanted to do it just like my family did it, or people in my life that I know. Why isn't that good enough for you? But the whole thing is, some people are more motivated and inspired to face their fears and insecurities, to drop some of their baggage, and, they're motivated and inspired to keep facing their fears, to keep challenging themselves, and to listen to their intuition. And some people live more from their mind and could ignore investing in taking more bold, brave, creative action to believe in their dreams. It's like, no, let's just do this. Let's stay in the relationship. Quit listening to your intuition. Quit being bold and brave. Let's make our life about the world. We have everything we could want. Why aren't you happy? Well, it's just some people are happy with kind of the status quo. That's the Queen of Swords in shadow. No, I'm defensive to doing any of that. I have this way of doing things. I want to keep moving forward like that. I want to keep operating more from my ego nature. I have inner conflict about love and looking at life from a higher perspective. I want the justice I deserve in the world, to have the stability, have the security, have the people in my life. But I don't really want to maybe connect them with my emotions. I don't want to, because that would require, there's something about their past. At some time in their past, they could have just decided, I gave up on that dream. I've decided, it's all about the ego and the image and whatever. And I find it confusing to do emotions. I'd rather shadowy Scorpio energy of the Five of Cups, rejecting that and choosing the Six of Cups, can be people who prefer to live a more emotionally shallow and superficial life. I don't want to be hurt. So I'm going to present myself as someone who wants to bring a dream into reality with people, but I really operate more from ego. I have inner conflict about doing the real deal. I want to be in relationships and look like I have it all, but I really kind of want to keep my emotions buried beneath the surface and, engage in everything like you do in a relationship, but I kind of want to just emotionally come from the shallow end of the pool. I don't want to go in the deep end of the pool emotionally. So tell us about the announcement card. Nine of Pentacles, because of the Hangman. People get in relationships like that, and eventually, the people who know their worth and value, who want to be in deep, meaningful relationships where people are willing to get out of their ego and deal with their past pain and heartbreak and have some hope and faith and belief and love, to take some creative, inspired action to get balance within themselves, to not let the things of the world become more important than love and growing and maturing a relationship emotionally. And some people, and some of you, already became independent of a relationship like that because you felt stuck. And you also became illuminated to the truth that you harness these energies in a different way. What you think is just and fair in a relationship and what they think is just and fair in a relationship is different. The dreams that you had for yourself and how you imagined life and a relationship or a marriage is different. And so it's just, the whole thing is we get in these relationships with people to get clear about what our truth is. And some people are all about ego and image. Some people are very self-centered. Who knows what it is that some of you could have already become enlightened to, and what some people are just now being enlightened to. Because sometimes people give the impression that they're on the same page as us. And when we keep putting in this work to be loving and balanced and supportive and nurturing and loving, sometimes we can find out that it's like, I feel the other person is indulging in this relationship, that I'm carrying all the load, Are they going to put in work and effort to get out of their pride and ego and kind of get out of thinking it should be all about them being indulged in a relationship? I want equal give and take in a relationship. I want to have a new beginning. And if I keep trying to get you to have that new beginning and have some hope and faith and belief and love, and you keep wanting to maybe even stay single for some of them, they're not willing to give someone the justice they want in a relationship. And if that's to come together in the Ten of Pentacles in a long-term foundation, for some people it's like, I just don't want to perpetually date someone. I want to be in a relationship with someone who feels that they love me enough, I guess. I don't know. I'd have to do my own debate about marriage. But, if some people really want that and don't want to feel like someone's, you either love me and want to make a commitment to me, maybe, or you don't. I don't know. It's, just what people think. And some people might want to become single from the people they're in a relationship because they feel stuck in it, or the other person's kind of unwilling to bring an announcement into reality for some. Okay, now, the other way to read this, yes, is that some people were hiding that they're more, for some other shadowy people, some people were hiding the fact that they really don't want to be in deep, meaningful relationships. They have definitely decided, I have a certain way I want to be in a relationship. I operate from my ego. I'm very competitive. I want to look like a shining star in the world. I want people to look up and admire me. That is what drives and motivates me. And it's not love. And if they did get in a relationship with someone, it's like, shit, how do I get in a relationship with someone like this? This person's all about love and whatever, and they want me to look at life differently, expand my perception about myself and the world and everything, and I don't want to do that. I have my way of viewing life and what is important to me. And maybe I don't even, because the Nine of Pentacles would be about becoming more independent from your worldly nature, your more egoic nature, and ego and image and money and materialism. You'd have to see life differently. You'd have to be enlightened to seeing life from a different perspective, that there's more to life than just that. We all put in work and effort to have money and stability and security and enjoy the finer things in life. But some people refuse to even look at life from any other perspective. No, I have my perspective, and I am unwilling to believe that there's any other purpose to being on this planet than what the worldly perspective It's just about we're here, this is all we have to work with. No, I refuse to believe that there's any other point to being here. It's like just a dog eat dog world, It's not about trying to evolve humanity. It's not trying to help other people. It's not about growing and maturing. It's all about maybe just me. The only person I gotta look out for is me. And my reputation and my image, and if I get a plaque on the wall one day, who knows, And some of those people who were or are in a relationship with someone who looked at or looks at life differently, that's a problem. We're not on the same page at all. I totally am not about what you're about, and you're totally not about what I'm about. And it can make both people feel stuck, and both people want to be single from the relationship. Because the people who do want to make relationships more about deep, meaningful relationships and love, and will just put in the work and effort. And some of the people maybe didn't know if they could give birth to the things that they wanted, the image or the status or the money with the people they were in a relationship with. And if there was someone else they could go get in a relationship with who seemed to be very successful, who was maybe single, who might have had the Ten of Pentacles is, kind of having long-term stability and security. And the whole thing is, money can be like an addiction to people, and it can wreck families and everything. It's just kind of it's not looked at the way people look at like people getting addicted to drugs and alcohol. But I definitely believe it can totally corrupt people's minds, It's the love of money that's the root of all evil. Money itself and love and abundance and the finer things in life aren't the root of evil. It's people making those things more important than love, that they've lost perspective. Just like the world was made for you to go out and enjoy it. But you're supposed to go enjoy it from a place of love. Not using those things in place of love. Well, I don't love myself. I'm going to go drink this and eat that and pop that and go do this and go have sex and go get in relationships because I haven't learned to love myself. Well, that's using other people, and it's abusing things and using them in a manner they weren't meant to be used. And some people, I think they get as stuck and can drive their life off into the ditch as much about being consumed by ego and image and money as other people do with drugs and alcohol abuse. So some of those people could have seen someone else that they viewed as a love choice, and they decided, because they really might be more about themselves, and they really didn't care if the people they had maybe been moving forward in a relationship with, who were maybe loving and just and fair and encouraging and supportive, yeah, you can go. I don't care if you're stuck. It's really all about me and my ego and my image. And that's where it's like an addiction. Enough is never enough. And I have known people, they had more than enough. They had more than a lot of other people, but enough was never enough. Just like some people, the drugs and the drinking, enough is never enough. Because they're making that the answer for them, I don't know, feeling like they have worth and value, to make them feel better. And that isn't the answer, and they haven't realized it. And what they don't realize is some of those people went to go get in a relationship with someone else who seemed to have all the money and materialism and status and image that they wanted. But that person maybe wasn't sure if they wanted to move forward with that person either, because it's like, well, why'd you leave that other relationship? Because we go from like the 5 of Wands to the 10 of Wands. Why did you leave those people? And then we go from the 6 of Wands to the 10 of Wands, taking back a 4 of Wands, which was a relationship, a foundation, a marriage. Why did you let that one go? It seemed like those people, we're working together with you. It might have seemed like you got along. Seems like you had it all. The other person might have become enlightened to the truth that, I don't know if I trust you. I think you might be self-centered. I think you might be egotistical. I think you might be more about money and materialism. And the other person they could have went to wants relationship based on love. And they don't want to settle. Plus, maybe the other person, they would have had to give birth to something new. And to them, it's like, I have my own ways that I like to do things in a relationship. And if I were to get in a relationship with you, you might want me to put in a lot of work and effort. And I'd have to expand my perception of how I view myself in the world around me. I think because I do have this money and stability or whatever, I think I'll just stay single. So for some of the people who left loving relationships, they could be single now and feeling stuck. And the whole point is when we don't act from good intentions, the divine is trying to get us to see the truth. That maybe we made a mistake. Maybe we were selfish or greedy or prideful or whatever. Some other people could be in loving relationships right now. Neither one of them are letting anything or their own ego, first and foremost, or their lust or their greed or whatever, interfere in the relationship. Behind the scenes, they both put in a lot of work and effort to invest in maintaining a loving connection and balance in it. And they keep rising above anything within themselves and around them that could cause conflict in the relationship. And they're in a loving relationship and they believe their dreams can come into reality with it. And again, they put this work and effort, and some people might come towards some of you who are single, who have gotten out of more shadowy relationships, and they've also learned lessons from those mismatched relationships. And some of those people are leaving behind, just like you left behind some people in your life that were defensive of moving forward in love. And some of those people are coming to make an offer to you to be in this type of relationship. And some people have already are in those relationships where people keep their own fears and insecurities and stuff at bay by realizing that the truth is love, and I'm going to keep focused on maintaining balance within myself emotionally, keep offering love to myself and my foundation, because that's the critical key component to being stable and grounded and abundant if you're single, and also when you get in a relationship with people. We each need to take responsibility for maintaining balance within ourselves so that we harness high vibe Libra Taurus energy in a relationship. We're putting in work and effort to maintain balance within ourselves, offsetting our own fears and insecurities and self-centered nature and egotistical nature, because we've realized that if I do that, I'm going to sabotage this relationship. So first and foremost, I need to do this work within myself. And when I have learned to do that myself and in my Virgo energy, know my worth and value and be enlightened to the truth, because I have put in that work and effort to be enlightened to the truth, that it starts within me, then I'm someone who's very independent and stable and grounded and loving and warm and balanced, not operating out of pride and ego and whatever, I'm moving forward in a very victorious, successful way, regardless of if I'm in a relationship or not. And that is just the kind of people that other emotionally balanced, loving, stable, enlightened people want to be in a relationship with. And so if you're single right now because you got out of a relationship like this and you did this work within yourself to love yourself and heal yourself, not stressed and worried, the other people who are in shadowy energy are probably really overwhelmed. If they're kind of in a mismatched relationship and they're really afraid that the person they're in relationship is going to be enlightened to the truth that I'm defensive, like that, I don't put in this work and effort to basically walk the path with you, and I'm really afraid of the competition. I might feel overwhelmed in a relationship with you. I'm trying to maybe even do things to make you feel overwhelmed and feel stuck in this relationship and maybe not believe in yourself. And juggle love, might try to tempt you with money or materialism or sex or whatever I got, social clout, power, influence, because I don't want you to see the truth that you are like a shining star in the world, that anybody would love to be in a relationship with you. But I don't want you to know that about yourself. And I'm not willing to do the work within myself to get on the same page as you. So I am going to do things, and I am going to be jealous of you because you've done the work to heal and I haven't. And I stay in my kind of jealous, competitive energy. And I think eventually the shadowy people are going to do something because their fear or their insecurity, or I didn't think I should have to put in work and effort. I have these things in the world and I kind of operate from my pride and ego. I thought you just want to be in a relationship with me because of those things, but you want more, and that bothers me because I'm happy with just this. I want you in it, but you're not willing to just settle for just this. And that makes me mad and makes me feel betrayed. And then it makes me want to compete with you because you have done the work to heal and I haven't. And then they might think, I know, I'm going to do something to try to overwhelm you. And I think it's just and fair because I'm not aligned with my truthful, just and fair, authentic nature. And I am kind of take action out of fear and insecurity and feeling overwhelmed. And I'm going to do something that's maybe going to make you feel like I'm juggling you. And then I'm hoping you won't love and believe in yourself enough to become independent of me, even if I go invest in a relationship with someone else. I'm hoping it'll overwhelm you and make you question if you really believe in yourself. And if you don't, perfect. Let's get back in the relationship and do the relationship the way I want. Which is, it's more about me and my ego and my image and my status, and you're supposed to know your place. Which is, you don't listen to your intuition and you give up on your dreams and you make this relationship more about me because I think that's just unfair. And you've already proved to me that you're overwhelmed and you're juggling about loving and believing in yourself. And some people are doing that right now in a relationship. Some of you have already went through it. And some people have already gotten out of it. And they're going to go get in the relationships with people in the world who are on the same page as them. Some of them are just getting out of it to do the work within themselves, to love and believe in themselves. Some people have seen the truth. I am no longer going to stay in a relationship that makes me sad, where people are trying to emotionally manipulate me. I have a dream and this isn't it. I've seen the truth. I'm going to invest the time and energy to reconcile myself, to take the lesson I was meant to learn from this. To get out of my own ego about it. I did want a dream to come into reality, but the people I was working with were unwilling to do the work to reconcile themselves with their past and get out of their ego to bring that dream into reality. So I have to see the truth. My dream can't come into reality with them. I'm going to get the justice I deserve, and it starts with me wrapping my brain around this game of life and being inspired to give myself all the things I wish other people would have given me. To be my own best mother, father, coach, voice in my own head, to love myself and get balance within myself from a place of love. To know my worth and value, that I deserve to have my dreams come into reality. I deserve to be in relationships with people who treat me in a just, fair, loving manner. So why would we align with some people in the world who might be emotionally defensive, who might invest in repeating these old patterns, even though it might cause us inner conflict? Because there's a part of us that doesn't love and believe in ourselves and our dreams, and we got in relationships with those people to get us to get clear about what our truth was and to put in to go within to reconcile ourselves with our past so that we can let it go and have hope and faith and belief in our dreams to get the justice we deserve. And we do the work within ourselves to be balanced within ourselves so we are ready to give birth to something new. I have been there. I have done that. I am not going to indulge my fear and my insecurity and my more immature, codependent, whatever nature anymore. I choose to invest my time, energy, and effort in the people I deal with in the world from a place of love and respect and compassion for myself and the mistakes I've made. Offer love and compassion and forgiveness to the people I've dealt with in my past. This game of life isn't easy. It's very hard. But I'm not going to keep indulging in my shadow nature, because that means I'm going to get in relationships with other people who are happy that I'm in my shadow nature, and I'm going to learn some really hard lessons, and I'm going to feel betrayed. If I want justice and truth and love, I have to treat myself that way and not invest in people who aren't doing that. So tell us what's coming up for the people, whether, and you're all the high vibe people are trying to encourage the people in their life to have hope and faith and belief and love, and to believe in their dreams, and to know their worth and value, and to be enlightened to the truth. And you will have people in the world, and just other people in the world in general, who are moving forward in this energy with you, and you will start a new cycle because you have learned some valuable life lessons that you didn't know before. It's shedding a layer of a new layer of loving and believing in yourself to face your fears and insecurities, and other people are going to repeat a pattern because they haven't learned that same lesson that you've learned. The high vibe people are going to let go of the burden. When we do the 10 of Wands, it means we're willing, any 10 in tarot, we're willing to complete a cycle. And also here, it can be difficult because we could have viewed those people as love and someone we really thought would be like this nurturing, loving person in our life that would be just and fair and loyal and committed and loving. But you let go of working with someone like that because it was overwhelming to love yourself again, kind of getting out of that codependent energy and moving forward to have that brand new beginning so you can drop the burden. Why? Because you believe in yourself and you believe in your dreams and you believe you can heal. And if we keep indulging people in their poor behavior, they have no incentive to change. If they know that you're willing to give up on yourself and not love yourself and too fearful and afraid to be more independent of them, or, it's just like your ego or your fear and your insecurity will keep dogging you until you keep talking your own self off the ledge and say, no, I'm not going to let you, ego, get me up in my fear and my anxiety and my whatever. We have the ability to master our thoughts and our emotions that we sit in, and which thoughts we sit and coddle and burp every day, And we also have the free will choice of what people we keep investing our time, energy, and effort into. And just like our shadow nature doesn't have our best interest at heart, because we have our dualistic nature and our shadow nature wants to be in the driver's seat of our life. It's like, no, you're not going to run my life. And I'm also not going to let people who don't have my best interest of me growing to my full potential, they want me to indulge them and live my life in my fear, in my insecurity, in my codependency, in my lust, in my greed, in my immature, indulgent nature. And I'm not going to do it. If they don't want to move forward with me and detach from some of their old ways of being, then they can go juggle someone else and get someone else stuck and stay stuck. What's coming up for the people who harness some shadowy Libra energy? They think they can make the wheel of fate turn in their favor. And, again, in high vibe energy, we're just and fair and truthful and honest. And some people think, no, I'm going to hold back from them. I bet I can manipulate them into doing what I want. I think I have a better idea. I could move forward in truth and love, but I think I have a better idea. I think I'm going to hold back and stay single, and I'm not going to move forward with them. I'm going to operate from my pride and ego. So that's the difference. It's like parallel universes, and it has to do with what people are driven and motivated by. You can look like you're both living life, by people who don't know the difference between different type of people. You can look like you're both living the same life, just not together. But no, some people are moving forward not from pride and ego. They're not feeling overwhelmed. They're not juggling and going back and forth. They've been enlightened to the truth that it's about love. And they love themselves, and they're treating themselves in a loving manner. The other people are operating more from pride, ego, fear, insecurity, competitiveness, self-centeredness, feeling overwhelmed because they know they juggle people. And they know they have fear about being just and fair in a relationship, being authentic in a relationship, being vulnerable in a relationship. They want all the things of benefiting from being in a relationship like that, but they don't really want to be in that energy. They want other people to indulge them in their shadow nature. And for some of them, they've just decided, you know what? I'm going to go indulge in the world. Nine of Pentacles in their Virgo energy. I'm just going to go indulge in things of the world. I'm going to keep moving. I know. The Six of Swords moves away from the Five of Swords. The 5 and the 6 are Aquarius energy. I know. I have an idea. I think there's someone else I could go get in a relationship who maybe does view life the way I do it, who maybe hasn't learned to love and believe in themselves, who maybe won't even want to give birth to anything new, who'll let me keep indulging in a relationship with them because they want to indulge in the relationship or the status or the image or the money or the whatever. And I'm going to go find someone else. I think that's the answer to my mental conflict. Not to go within to figure out, why did I let loving people go from my life who basically wanted me to grow to my full potential? And instead it's like, no, I reject it. I'm not going to go within. I'm not going to look at life from a higher perspective. I'm going to keep moving forward in my ego. I think I know best. I get hurt doing love, and I've been hurt before, and I'm not going to do it. So, it's kind of sad because we all thrive best ever since we've been small children, being in loving, supportive environments. And there's some people where it's kind of really shadowy because it's like, I'm going to maybe try to present myself as being someone like that so I can get someone who's loving and warm and just and fair and not defensive and not immature and prideful and egotistical. I'm going to try to get someone like that to get in a relationship with me. And then I'm going to take from them. And I'm not going to freely give of myself to them in return like they give to me. It's kind of called sucking off of someone's energy. And eventually people feel overwhelmed because it's depleting. It's just take. And some people are like, and they can go on and be stable and grounded within themselves. And the other people, they're the ones who are codependent on people who are abundant in their Virgo nature. I want to hold on to people who have that, and I want them to come move forward with me in a relationship. It makes me look like my dreams have come into reality because I'm not stable and grounded within myself. I have all these issues I don't deal with. I have all this inner conflict, but I want to look like I have it all, but I don't want to do the work to know my worth and value, to heal from the past, to let go of some of my emotionally defensive nature that could come out as like narcissistic or self-centered, I'm just going to find someone else who wants to move forward with me. So anyway, there you go, Libra energy. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.